really debated on not sharing it just because it really sucks, especially the thought that it could be my fault. We have a lot to cover today. For starters, we have a problem birch tree. We've been both looking at it for a while, kind of asking each other, like, was it that far leaning yesterday? I don't think so. So for starters, while I've got Levi, we are going to get this tree down before it falls on anyone's head. I don't think it'll hit the greenhouse. We're gonna try and pull it the other way, but it's looking a little rough. So let's see what we can do with it. And then we have a lot to cover today.
Quite a few blueberries in there.
Is there? I was just looking around here. Okay, don't pull it down on my head. What do you think?
Well, you know, it's realistic. It's probably going to pull the four-wheeler forward. Mm-hmm. But I just want to try and give it some tension this way. Are
you just going to park the four-wheeler?
Yeah, just
okay, I was going to say, I don't really want to do that with Sam on my back.
No, that's what I'm saying. As it falls, it's going to just pull the four-wheeler forward. You can't get it too far this way just because of those other two trees.
Yeah, but just a little nudge would be helpful.
And I think if we can, I would rather just not take out the greenhouse because that's going to make a big mess.
Well, yeah, that would be
If I can get it this way a little bit, it might mess up the fence, which is fine. We're going to be rebuilding the fence. We might lose a couple potatoes there, but...
Not my potatoes.
It's, you know, it's going to come down, and I would soon just get it down as controlled as we can and not be sitting there, you know, digging post holes or something when it finally decides to give away.
No, we can't, I was looking at it thinking like, oh, it'll just fall. And then it was like, no, that's too dangerous. We can't play that game. Do you have a chainsaw?
Mommy.
Yeah. Oh, geez. I don't even like where I'm standing right now.
Mommy.
Yep, we got it back up, okay, bud?
I think that's pretty good tension. I mean, it looked like it pulled it this way a couple feet.
Yeah.
It's all twisted up with that spruce. You know, there's just only so much we can do. But I'm hoping as it comes down, it'll kind of pivot it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
We'll definitely reach the corner there.
Oh, yeah, it's going to reach. I just don't want... So like you said, minimal damage would be good.
You know, I think at most. And it's just the wispy tops of the branches, you know? But it could get a couple of these potatoes.
Yeah.
If it lands on that plastic greenhouse.
I hope not.
We'll try again next year.
Well, the greenhouse has not been too cold for it this year anyway, but that doesn't mean I want to trash it either. Yeah. See if we can see a break or no. She's just, it's hard to tell. She's just real. That's actually the tree right there. She's a real mossy, like dang near horizontal, thrown into the ground, but she's, see if I can show you. Huh. That's crazy. I was curious if there was like a really clear break, but there is not. I'm coming, bud. It's kind of a super jungle.
Yeah.
That tree it's like dang near horizontal on the ground, like covered in moss.
Yeah.
There's not a break or anything like that, you know?
Well, there was a spruce tree.
I see that. And there's like a stump.
A dead spruce tree that I think broke and was leaning against the spruce tree.
Okay.
And I cut the spruce tree down.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's, you know, to be honest, it's just laziness on my part. We cut down the 5 trees here and the 5 trees for the guest cabin. I knew that one was going to have to go. I just was...
We've only cut down 8,032 trees, so...
Yeah, I was like, that one's not actively in our area. We'll worry about it later.
It's about to be.
Yeah. I was planning on it this winter.
Yeah.
It just kind of got away from me and the leaves had started growing and then they get heavier.
Yes, they get really heavy.
I was hoping to do it, you know, in the fall or winter, but we didn't make it that far. So, you know, like if you cut that straight down spot, it's got a lot of tension built up in that bend.
You don't want it to snap.
That it's going to spring up.
Funny on you.
It's going to spring somewhere,
well,
one way or another, because it's just the way it's fallen. It's got a lot of tension in it.
Well, okay. Yeah, we talked about, I know, we were just inside talking about it, like, oh, it'll fall, and then I was kind of watching my 2-year-old run around, like, no, it won't. Let's knock it down.
If you guys want to get back, like, by the gorilla cart.
Okay, yeah, that's very good. All right, Henry, let's go hang out by the chicken coop. All right. Come on, guys. You guys are crazy. Good job.
Just for future firewood, you know?
Yeah, it'll take a while for that green to dry, so.
Yeah.
Well, good job. That went as well as it could.
I think I'm just going to pile the branches right there.
Okay.
Let the leaves fall off of them.
Okay.
And then burn the branches.
Yeah, the leaves are so bad to burn.
Yeah. You try and burn them and the leaves just go 400 feet up in the air and go land somewhere else. So I don't really want any part of that. Didn't take anything out.
Yeah, that was perfect.
I'm really curious how the small camera, I mean that, you know, it was down here when I started cutting. Like you said, I went where it was on the ground. I went just past that. And it was like this, and the whole thing came up like this high off the ground and split here before the tree actually fell.
You could tell it popped from my angle, you know?
I'm just curious. I hope that the other camera could see it.
I'm sure.
The 4-wheeler worked perfect. I pulled it right over where like I wanted it to. So
yeah, kind of ended up like scraping down the side of that birch tree.
Yep. That was my goal.
Luckily, it wasn't tall enough to hit anything anyway, so we don't need to go bushwhacking. Help you! me. Here. You should grab this rope. Oh, okay.
You know, I was saying just haven't been nice blooms this year. That one's one of the better ones.
Yeah. Okay, bud, we can let him out now. Here, let's open this door. The little babies. We can let them out. Blackie. Okay, let's help Levi get this tree cleaned up, but then I have a lot to say about this chicken situation.
I'm thinking about just limit and stack the branches off to the side like I said, and then we'll just leave the trunk there till we have the tractor in there again and we can pull the whole thing out of the bushes and lop it up and stack it where we want it.
Sounds good. I think that's a spoiled man pulling his second chainsaw out of his boat.
My third one broke. At least we didn't plant your berry bushes.
Oh my gosh, I'd be so mad.
Oh, I don't know if you're gonna get that one. That one's heavy. Yeah, that'll work. And throw that in the pile. Mission accomplished. Huh.
Your kid is ridiculously cute.
Good job. Hard-working man.
Thank you, Henry. Okay, I'm gonna
Big Sam.
do my chicken stuff, and then I'll get on the bear. If you think he can take a super good nap with you. Oh, I didn't realize your hat fell off, buddy. Hi.
It hasn't been off for very long, I don't think.
Okay. Don't cut down any of my favorite trees. It's a very comfortable spot to sit. Okay. Series of unfortunate events. We lost half of our chicken flock, which is not a huge number of chickens. We had 9. We now have 4. I really debated on whether or not to share this. And I frankly don't have to share everything. But I also take a lot of pride in being transparent on here and not pretending to be perfect. So I'm probably going to get a bunch of crappy comments from all of the chicken experts. And that's okay. The other day we had a chicken. Everyone was acting completely normal. They're really notorious for not like showing sicknesses and stuff until they actually have a problem. And they're quite difficult to, there's just a lot that can be wrong with them like all the time and you won't even know it. We had let the chickens out and the red one didn't come out, which is not unusual. And I noticed shortly after that she was like laying down a bunch. Like she wouldn't walk a bunch, almost like maybe an injury. So I watched her for a little bit and then like I told Levi, I was like, something's up with, we called her Little Red Riding Hood. I was like, something's up with Red. I bet in like 15 minutes she was laying there with her eyes closed, just like head on the ground, which is like spread out, which is really not normal. I went to Levi and was like, I think she's dying. I don't know why, but she went from like maybe an injury to dying in like 20 minutes. So he came over and watched me with her. Anyway, we decided to put her out of her misery. We couldn't like get her to open her eyes, but she was still breathing and she was like convulsing a little bit almost. I don't know how to explain it. Like it wasn't like a fast seizure, but almost like a flopping, if you will. Anyway, couldn't like bring her back to earth. So we decided to put her out of her misery and I chalked it up to the rooster. So the rooster already was, he already had signed his ticket out. He was going to be cold. He is our brand new rooster. If you've been watching, you know that we just we just shipped out like 4 roosters and decided to keep the big pretty guy. Well, the big pretty guy just kept getting bigger and bigger. I mean, he was already bigger than our old rooster at only like 4 months old. He was getting really aggressive with the hens. I mean, super young, super aggressive, which is just, if you've been watching a while, you know that I'm over aggressive roosters. They don't get second chances with me. Little Red put her out of her misery and I'm pretty upset. Like just yesterday, I had decided that I wanted to cull him and felt like I was too late. So we ended up culling the rooster right after we culled Little Red. He's out. We have dinner that night. I bring chicken scraps out, dinner scraps out to the chickens as I always do. And I got 2 more hens flopping around on the ground, eyes closed, like already too far gone. Yes, babe. 2 more chickens are down, flopping around, eyes closed, can't raise them. And now I'm like panicking. There's a disease going through, right? A plague. What the heck? And I bet they were both dead within an hour, maybe less. Immediately started texting everyone I know that, just the lady I got the chickens from. And like, don't get me wrong, it's not her fault at all. She's just like my local pro. They're dying so fast. I mean, it's like tops of an hour from the first symptom to death. So that's, there's nothing you can do about that. So we get the chickens separated. The ones that are dying are in the run. The ones that are okay, we put into the coop. And I still don't love that because, if there's something going around, something's just running through them that fast. Obviously, like shavings and stuff in here, poop, there's like, I don't have a good way to quarantine them. And that was my first mistake. I've been talking about building like a little miniature movable run where I could quarantine chickens if I needed, and I just never got to it. So that was my first mistake. My second mistake is I had no like emergency medicines on hand. I've got a lot of herbs and stuff like that. So second mistake, no meds on hand. It's again something that I meant to get to, and when you look up all the things it could be, there are like 2 things you can fight against, and the rest of them you kind of get to watch your chickens die. The awesome neighbor who sold me the chicks in the first place set me up with the medicine that she had. I think it was Corrid. So anyway, we lost 4 in one day if you include the rooster. That brings us to that night. I'm gonna go first thing in the morning to the neighbors. She's got a young baby too. Like, I'm not gonna go storming her house at 10 p.m. but she's gonna get me some medication and hopefully everyone lives the night. We get everyone bagged up for the dumpster, which is just like the least fun. Just having them drop like flies and having to throw them in the trash because I have no idea what's going on really sucks. So that brings us to the next morning, and our white chicken died by morning. Assume the same thing. So what we have left is the fluffy head olive egger, Blackie, and the 2 babies that we kept from our hatching this year. I've got 4 hens left out of what was originally 8 hens. And that's it was like a 12-hour window that I lost 4 hens. So that's a lot. So we run, we get the medicine, we come back. I mix the medicine with some yogurt and some like herbs and stuff, and I make sure all 4 of them get a bunch. Then I mix the rest of the medicine with their water. It should last a couple days. I just have to hope at this point. Could have been a lot of things. Could have been bird flu. Could have been coccidiosis. I don't know how you say it. Could be Newcastle disease. Could be a lot of things that none of which we really want to get, right? So we decide, okay, we need to be washing all of our clothes, and Henry needs to stay out of the coop for a little while. So I come out in like a full getup. And I get the coop super cleaned. I get the run as clean as you can make the great outdoors. I get everything kind of like bleached, kept like a bag on my head so that my hair wouldn't get all gross with it all. I kind of did a full sterilization the best I can with the chicken coop. Didn't film any of that. I actually crossed my mind to grab the camera. Unfortunately, grabbing the camera on your worst day is good content, if we're being honest. And we live our lives, you know, we make our income on content. But it's hard for me to grab the camera when I'm having a bad day. It's not fun to film bad days. It's not fun to film telling you about my bad day. So I didn't film much. I did get a shot of me and my goofy get up for you guys. So I was trying to like make it a little more lighthearted than it really was. But some time goes by and we're just watching the girls and everyone seems totally fine, but everyone seemed totally fine then. It's been probably 3 or 4 days now and everyone still seems totally fine. So I'm really hopeful that it's like everyone's going to be good now. I am loading down with all the medications that I can possibly get my hands on. I know better. That's what's hard, is I know better. The one that really gets me is I was talking to a super nice lady on Instagram about it all, and she said her knee-jerk was avian botulism. And that would mean that they ate some type of like rotting flesh or something like that and got sick and died. And I'd put some fish carcass in there basically and left it in there longer than I should have. And I'd forgotten about it because Levi like cleaned up all of the carnage. Thanks, bud. You gonna put that in the coop? Levi had cleaned up like all the carcasses and stuff for me because I was just not having a good day. Did not want to have to go out and do that part. And so he got like all of the food scraps and stuff cleaned out too. And in those food scraps was a fish carcass that I left in there for probably too long and definitely could have started rotting. And I just, it didn't cross my mind, and I know better. And it's highly possible that that's what killed them. It would make sense in the way of like, maybe half the chickens ate off the fish and maybe half of them didn't. It would make sense in the way that a bunch of them died really quick. Like a bunch of them pecked at it all at the same time, went, don't want this. And just grateful that they didn't all eat off of it. And at the end of the day, totally hate myself for not picking it up when I should have. So I think that's about it though, is it really sucks. And, frankly, if you're about to leave a crappy comment, just don't. We delete crappy comments anyway. Mistakes happen. Life is a series of mistakes that you either learn from or you don't, right? So I learned my lesson the hard way. I feel pretty horrible about it. Pretty horrible that I lost some really, really good laying hens. After all of the carnage, after everything was all said and done, and clearly these guys seemingly were going to make it, we woke up to a rooster crowing. So one of the babies is a rooster, which is just absolute comedy after all this. I'm like, okay, 4 hens, it's not ideal, but you know, we can eat eggs from 4 hens. Like we can just tone down our egg usage. I don't need more chickens yet. We'll hatch more in the spring. I can buy hatching eggs and put them under Blackie when she goes broody or something. And then one of them crows. But a little bit of a late bloomer over there, which means we hatched 6 roosters out of 7. And I guess that's assuming that they're not both roosters. I don't know. Maybe they're both late bloomers, which would be 7 roosters out of 7 eggs. So let's really hope at least one's a hen for my sake. But a little bit of comedy there. It's just my luck. So there you have it. I just wanted, I don't know. I feel like a duty to be transparent on here. Levi's told me a million times, you know, you only have to share what you want to share. And while he's right, I really hate it when you can tell someone's like fibbing or covering up stuff. And don't get me wrong, I don't share every single tiny second of our lives, but sharing the homestead. And if we're being honest, homesteading is really hard. Livestock are really hard. If you're going to have livestock, you're going to have dead stock. And I just don't want to sugarcoat that. I take a lot of pride in being positive on here and it not being like constant drama. Not every day is a good day. So I want to be real about that. As bad as the lesson sucks, I am grateful for the lesson because I will be a better chicken tender because of it. Let's move on to some more positivity. We got our tree cut down. that was stressing me clean out just with Henry running around. I have a bear hide that I showed a couple videos ago. Obviously we filmed videos ahead, but it has been hung up for longer than I want it to be. It's time to get that degreased and put into its hide solution. Okay, so what I'm thinking here, we need to degrease this. Hair's not pulling, so that's good. But it's really greasy still back here. I think that's more fat that needs to come off. Pull it out of here for starters. I want to get the sawmill all super fatty and gross, but I'm thinking about using the pressure washer to degrease it on like a low setting. Oh, I'm breaking that. Oh. Okay. We didn't film anything up to this point on the bear. Oops, see? I'm messing that up. Because I'm still kind of learning, you know. I have like some basic hide knowledge. Done some rabbits and stuff. Shoot. I'm just making that worse. So this is the first one I've done in a long time. Never done a bear. So I didn't film like up to this point, but oh, there it goes. First, all this like where it's black is like still really greasy, but it's really well fleshed. So I don't, you know, I think there's still some fat that could come off. But maybe the pressure washer with some like Dawn dish soap is what I'm thinking about doing. And to get it degreased, we'll get our bark solution made and get it in there, and then it'll sit in there for a long time. But I need to get it off the frame. I'm really worried the hair is going to start pulling. Life, as I said, has been super crazy. So today's the day. Okay, so I'm going to use my smaller canner. Look at this. This is another negative Nancy. I don't know if you can tell that that's like blown out the bottom. It ran out of water canning salmon. So that's also my fault. Yay. She's kind of sad, but she holds water and she pressure cans still. But I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna get bark in it. You're gonna make like a bark tea. It needs to be kind of light tea colored. I gotta get some thoughts, some thoughts together. Those are moose tracks.
Oh, where?
There's a moose track.
Where builds that?
We should check our trail camera. It'd be really nice if we got a bull on camera. Season's coming up. This makes the most sense to me is to get bark straight off of a tree. Looked it up, and spruce is my best bet based on the trees we have. Break it up nice and small. But good job, buddy. Yeah, we just bust it up real small.
Oh, no.
Alright, buddy, let's just get some chunks in here.
Oh, I did. I did, Mom.
It'll take all day to make perfect bark for a bark stew.
Oh. Oh,
It's gonna be like 78 degrees today in the forecast. It's just crazy hot for us. So it's getting cooked outside. Shoot, shoot, shoot.
Bring it, Mom.
Should get the lid for this, but we'll let that go. Okay, Henry, hot. Don't play around here, okay? Okay, we're gonna figure it out. Figure it out. Levi's gonna have a heart attack when he sees me playing with his toy. Okay, so generator, water pump, pressure washer.
Why?
Gus is rolling in chicken poop. It's really healthy,
Why?
considering everything going on.
Why?
Okay.
Ready?
All right. I'm quite happy with that. Let me show you, I've got a spot that I went a little too far. It kind of needed a little more fleshing. The bark tan, I just checked on it when I was getting gas can, and it looks pretty dang good. So we'll get this tote filled with water. We'll get the bear in it, get it stirred up real nice in that bark tan water mix, and clean up, and we'll be done, which will be nice. This is why it hasn't gotten done yet, because every time it happens, it's always like, oh, it'll just be an hour or two, and then like a full day later, we're finally there. So we got more to do, but I like how that's looking. You can see right here where I went too far. See how you can actually move the hairs? Too far. But it's so hard to tell. Like here, you can see the hairs, but you can't touch them. I believe that's more what you want. And then, let's see. Like up here, see, I feel like I could dig more of that off, but I might just do that a little bit. And then on the hair side, I decided not to soap that up because it's just going to take forever to get it out, and I just don't want to do it today. But I did get I got it nice and wet and got some dirt out of it. You can see where these later summer bears, she was starting to really thin out on her fur. This was here you go, it's a good picture of it. I believe he got this in late June, so you kind of want a more spring, fall bear than that. But pretty awesome, I'm really excited. Couple spots I went too far, but if you don't get a feel for these things, you'll never learn. People can comment all day and tell me all day how to do it, but until I get my hands dirty on it, now it makes sense. Now I understand the pressure that I need, and I have fleshed a lot of things by hand before. For the record, there's a reason we got the pressure washer. It's not our first fleshing rodeo. We will let those dry and save them for next time. This bear will probably get hung up again, I think. Oh yeah, there's gonna be plenty of room in there. So I'll need to be able to stir it, I'm gonna leave this here. I'll Levi help me move it later. We'll get the rope cleaned up. Yes! Get this girl cooking. Okay, I believe Henry is napping, so I'm gonna try and talk quietly. Hopefully you can still hear me, but his window's open. And I don't want to wake him up, but look at that bear. Oh, I'm in love. So I'm gonna try and get this bark pulled off. Oh, I don't know if you can see that color. It's beautiful. More water. That should, I can put my hand in here, so it's not too hot. It's kind of dark, that's what I'm trying to spit out, but when I add it to this water, it'll lighten it up a lot. You want a really gentle tea color, and then you'll strengthen that over the weeks as this sits in it. Oh, I'm so excited, you guys. Let's dump it in. This is the tanning solution. This is where it will live for at least a week, and then probably we'll check it and see how it's looking color-wise, and then add more bark tea to concentrate it more. So that process will continue for a few weeks until we, I guess, decide it's done. That's when I'll be texting my friend and figuring out what next. So hair's not pulling. Still plenty of cleanup to do, but I'm gonna sneak inside. I kind of think both kids are sleeping because Levi's a super dad, but I'm starving. So I'm gonna sneak inside. We'll get some stuff cleaned up. Levi's going to do a little moose scouting. So moose season's coming quick. So hopefully next time you see us, it's on a successful moose hunt. If not, it will be putting the door and 2 windows that we just bought into the guest cabin. So stay tuned. Exciting things coming up. Thank you so much for watching today. I really fixed my attitude today. So I needed this bear hide work. It kind of took my mind off all the chicken drama. And thanks for sticking around through some of the more negative days. I hope that the transparency is appreciated because I just feel the need to share it. I can't always be rainbows and butterflies. So tomorrow we're going to go for all rainbows and butterflies.